if a person is rich, they can be rich in multiple forms, right? We have to understand that. We have to acknowledge that riches. Well, prior to that, let's say this. There are a number of things that are worthy or worth more than money. There are a number of things, a number of, we should say, asset or commodity that is worth more than money. Okay. Number one, land.
I understand that.
Say that one more time.
I said I understand that.
Okay.
However, in order to, I mean, yeah. However, in order to effectively and efficiently have a financial structure that's going to allow you the freedom and the flexibility to do everything that you want to do is essential. I mean, you have to have that element, that financial aspect will provide you the flexibility and the freedom to explore different avenues. That's all it is. It's a tool. All of these different things. Finances is a tool. Just like leadership is a tool. Just like being an orator. All those are tools that are inside of a box. Finance is just a tool. It's not the just because you're rich. That does not going to make you the guru and a guru and organizational skills or leadership skills or anything like that. It just means that you have a lot of money. So with the addition of finances, it just makes the mission a lot easier. You can't neglect the importance of a sound financial foundational structure. You can't ignore the importance. You can't ignore the imperativeness of that aspect of any mission. Resources. That's one resource. Finance is one. I mean, you have other resources too that you need to also have and polish and perfect or hone or whatever. But I'm not saying that finances is once you have that, then that's it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other stuff you got to figure out too.
See, the thing is, very important for us to understand that the unseen is greater than the seen. Let's acknowledge that first. Because, again, if we take the example as to what we can see, if we look in the mirror, we can see our faces. For short, our face involves skin, our face involves eyes, eyelashes, eyebrows, our face involves nose, face involves lips, mouth. Face involves that in which we can see. Face involves that in which we can see. But what is making up the face? What is behind the eyes? What is behind the skin? This is the unseen, and we know with absolute certainty that is way more than what we can see. So we have to learn to acknowledge the unseen and its assets, its capacities, its capabilities. That's why this Quranic revolution was declared to be, among other things, a mystical, a spiritual revolution. We had to gather early and we had to understand what the necessary codes and protocols were. We had to understand the cause, and we're grateful that there are so many people waking up today all over this country, the capital of the Iblisis, and they are searching for answers. They are wanting to know what is the real peace, No proper, I should say, those who really human being deciding to turn a blind eye onto the humanitarian, social punishment, this genocide, something that I'm thankful to Jalla Jalaluhu, the Creator, for putting it in the hearts of so many young people. But I am also very not so shocked because, again, anyone who belittles the womb where these babies who came out after October 7th, yet still getting this type of punishment, the innocent, they were not even here on October 7th, and you're saying that that is justified IDF. And you don't think that United States should not interfere with the International Criminal Court of Justice in issuing arrest warrants. And that is not correct because you go with anything that you like and you disregard anything that you like. And that is also not correct. United States should always be at the forefront at what is correct, not what is not correct sometime and sometime otherwise. Because we're looking strongly at the youth and how it is that they have concluded to such conclusions. We're understanding for our representatives to be spending so much abroad instead of spending that on what will fight poverty, which will potentially eliminate poverty, eliminate destitution, eliminate homelessness, crack down seriously on those who are supplying and those who are aiding and abetting convicted felons of the arms, embargoing them, making sure. As a matter of fact, it must be properly surveyed. We must turn our attention to all of the people who are righteous citizens and inhabitants of the entire world. We all come from one male and one female, Adam and Eve. Why is this so long? 75 years of war. Why must it continue? We want to talk about why this Quranic revolution was established from, or declared, we should say. The roots go back over 20 years. However, we are still working and we will, inshallah, complete that in which we must complete that in which we have been instructed to do by Jalla Jalaluhu's core. The Quran is very clear. Authority belongs to Jalla Jalaluhu. Power, truth, night and day, life and death belongs to Jalla Jalaluhu. How is it Why is it that we think for the life of us, unfortunately, by our own lives, that we should neglect what he has given to those whom he has favored, and not place us among those whom he has shunned or those whom he has misguided? My beloved siblings and inhabitants of the world, since we all come from one male and one female, can we think and imagine as they lived through more years that we are living today? Adam and Eve, alayhim as-salatu was-salam, salam Allahi alayhim ajma'in, lived around 1,000 years. How many wars were eminent and apparent during their time? Actual wars. You had Cain and you had Abel, but Cain was expelled, and therefore Cain went and grew. Cain's family. Cain grew it from beyond the mountain valleys. Cain, son of Adam, the one who killed his brother over their sister. You will have to go back into the legendary stories of the prophets alayhimussalatu wassalam for that one. But Cain and Abel. So Adam saw alayhi salatu wassalam saw so many of his grandchildren, so many generations of his grandchildren. Who did they work for? Which one of them signed a contract of how much they would work on earth for other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Which one of them? Which one of them look forward to being on this earth forever and ever and ever and ever? Which one of us have thought about Adam alayhi salatu wassalam's first day and first night on the earth with the differences of changes in climates and climates alone? Which one of us? We have to remember the creator of Adam created alayhi salatu wassalam, Jalla Jalaluhu, created us. And if we are doing everything that we are doing for his reward and his reward alone, it is better than anything and everything that this earth has. Period. That this entire world has. Period. Why? Because he is Jalla Jalaluhu. He is Allah, the creator of all, none created him, the sustainer of all that exists, whilst he is in need of no one to be sustained. He has promised his forgiveness and his bounties for those who obey him. And he has threatened with his hellfire those who disobey him. And it is our duty and our responsibility to not only speak the truth, but encourage the truth. Stand for the truth, the entire truth. Nothing save the truth. We want the end of all these wars. United States itself should be brought up at the International Court of Justice for the atrocities against its urbanites. That means Native Americans, that means African American mixed also, because there was something done, reparations for Native Americans, but African Americans, the government felt short, and now we have the child support issue, where so many of the descendants of African Americans are actually descendants of people like Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln, and the other one, Benjamin Franklin. Their names actually, I'm trying to understand why these names are Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, descendants of slave owners, and haven't paid any reparations for all this child support, all these decades. Now, why would you abandon to come clean and clear on that, and instead you got us focusing on the Middle East, where you all did that. You all started that nationalism stuff over there. So how is it that you're not able to balance it as well as you should be balancing it? Or why is it that you're asking for de-escalation and then taxing us for that? I mean, how would you like it? That's what we need to ask those who cannot relate, you know?